Welcome to Puvanur RVIR Laya Academy of Music and Mathematics. Welcome to Puvanur RVIR Laya Academy of Music and Mathematics. We are in level 4. We had completed the basic korvais in Adi Thalam and also Rupaka Thalam. We had seen different varieties, how to be creative in playing the same patterns differently. Today I am going to take basic korvais in Misra Chapu Thalam, otherwise called Tisra Jati Triputa Thalam. It's a 7-beat or a 3.5 beat cycle. It fits perfectly well. So we'll primarily look at focusing on 3.5 beats, Misra Chapu Thala. As I told you how the exterior trinities used to go on Unjavritis by having their chaplagatais and singing in devotion. And that's how these thalams were evolved. Like takitta takka dhimmi, takitta takka dhimmi. It's easier for them to put thala because chaplagata is there, it's easier to put. Tisra Triputa is not as easy to apply while they sing on the road with devotion going on Munjavriti. So we will focus on that. The primary reason is a lot of songs are sung in the same methodology by the present generation since our ancestral age. Right from the beginning, I think this has been in vogue, and we will continue that. Before I get into the class, I will start this class with the Tirukkural. Utranoi nondral உயிர்க்கு உருகன் செய்யாமை அற்றே தவத்திற்கு உரு. What is the meaning of it? தனக்கு வந்த துன்பத்தை பொறுத்தலும். Whatever the harm or difficulties you have, you get it. If you can withstand it with your patience. மற்ற உயிர்க்கு துன்பம் செய்யாதிருத்தலும். We should not harm any other living beings on the earth. And if you have that sort of a quality, these are the grammar for leading a penance life. That's what Tiruvallur states. So these are definitely good qualities. It's very difficult to get because getting into a saintly position, getting into a penance mode is no way easier. It's only by practice you need to get this. With this good thought, I'll get into the class. Today we are going to see the basic korvais in Misra Chapu Thalam. We had seen in Adi Thalam as 6 different episodes at various stages how we can perform the korvais in different varieties. I've taught you in Adi Thalam. I've also taught you moras, different type of moras in Adi Thalam, and in Rupaka Thalam also we had seen different varieties. More specially, we had seen some abhiprayams in Rupaka Thalams for 6 beats. Today we are going to cover aspects in Misra Chapu Thala. So let's go from the Tadindina. Tadindina sequence similar to Tadindina in Misra Chapu goes like this. Tadinna, tadindina, tadinna, takadana dindina, tadinna, tadindina, tadinna, takadana din, takadana dinna, dindina, dinna, takadana din, dinna, dinna, dindina, dinna, takadana, dinna, dindina, dinna, takadana dinna, 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 takadana dinna, 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 takadana Na da ta din din na da din na tagadana dam tagadana dam tagadana tagadana dam 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 tagadana dam. This is what we played in level 2. So now, as usual, as I told you before, in Adi Thalam and also in Rupaka Thalam, the approach, the methodology is the same. Just going to push this Tirmanam towards the end. Tagadanadam, 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 tagadanadam. We're going to play later after showcasing our knowledge as a korvai. The korvai is nothing but a combination of phrases. The phrases, the first half is different, the second half is different. It should have a math, it should have a music, it should have a connection. The totality should come within the thala. So many aspects are there, and if all these aspects fit into and qualify as a korvai, you can definitely go ahead and represent it as a pattern. Now, the korvai I'm going to teach you here, Tagadanadam, Tagadanadam, Tagadana is the lead phrase. So we have to go along with the phrase, which is more closer to it. It's a seamless integration, like a river getting into the sea. Like that, the phrase getting into the korvai. It should be like a seamless integration. We are going to do that today. Tagadanadam, Tagadanadam, Tagadanatha. Tat Tagadanadam, Tagadanadam, Tagadanatha. Tadhi Tagadanadam, Tagadanadam, Tagadanathong. Tadhi Kittatan, Tadhi Kittatan, Tadhi Kittatan. The math behind it, let's see it. What are the phrases? We have used Tagadanadam, Tagadanadam, Tagadanatha. Tagadanadam, Tagadanadam, Tagadanatha. Tagadanadam, Tagadanadam, Tagadanatha. These are the three phrases I am positioning, balancing it now. Now, in between, I am giving a construct of a two. Tat, taha. Tad, dit, taha, dihi. So, 2 korvais, 4 korvais is in between the fillers. And I need to connect it later to match the total counts. And then Tagadanadam, Tagadanadam, Tagadana is 8. 8. Tagadanadam, Tagadanadam, Tagadanathaga. So that is 8 plus 4. Taha is 4. 8 plus 4 is 12. Tat is 2. So again you are repeating Tagadanadam, Tagadanadam, Tagadanathaga. So 12 is first phrase. Then you are adding 2 more to 12, which is 14. Tat Tagadanadam, Tagadanadam, Tagadanathaga. So it's 14 is the midpoint. Tadhit Tagadanadam, Tagadanadam, Tagadanathaga is 16. But since you are going to connect it with the later phrase, you are going to shrink 1 matra there. Tadhit Tagadanadam, Tagadanadam, Tagadanathong. You are going to put 1 matra less there. And then you are going to play 3 5s. 5 plus 5 plus 5, taddikittatum, taddikittatum, taddikittatum. So the combination here is 12 plus 14 plus 16 it should have been, but you're making it 15 to give an accommodation for a later part of it, which is taddikittatum, taddikittatum, taddikittatum. So 12 plus 14 is 26, 26 plus 15 is 41, 41 plus 15, 5 into 3 is 15, is 56. In Misra Chapu, it is 56 aksharas. When you divide by 4, it is 14 beats. 56 divided by 4 is 14 beats. 14 beats is divisible by 7. It perfectly fits in Misra Chapu Thalam. So this is the maths. Tagadanadam, Tagadanadam, Tagadanathaga, 12. Tat Tagadanadam, Tagadanadam, Tagadanathaga, 14. Tadhit Tagadanadam, Tagadanadam, Tagadanathong. Taha we are not playing, we are playing only thang to accommodate the later, because we are gelling the first part and the second part. So the last part acts as a connector and it slightly shrinks. And then you take the later half as 5 into 3. So this is the sampradaya by which they make it, tailor make it. It gives a distinctive approach. Tagadanadam, Tagadanadam, Tagadanadaga. Tat Tagadanadam, Tagadanadam, Tagadanadaga. Tadhi Tagadanadam, Tagadanadam, Tagadanathong, Taddikittatum, Taddikittatum, Taddikittatum. Here the variations, what all you can give. As I told you, Taddikittatum can be played different varieties of Taddikittatum. So many patterns I've taught you. So many patterns of Taddikittatum is there. You can use any one of those patterns, and in 3 varieties you can play 3 different types. the korvai has to be played like this. This is the way you have to play. Now let's look at the other options. Now you played 3 5s. If you want to play 3 7s, if you want to play 3 9s, there is a scope for it here. Ta-ha, 4, you cut a 2 there. Another place you can cut a 2 there. Another place you can cut a 2 there. So instead of these 3, when you cut it, let's see how the korvai becomes. Tagadanatam, 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 tadikitatum, tadikitatum. Let me repeat. Tagadanatam, 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 tadikitatum, tadikitatum, tadikitatum. So what is happening is, when you are reducing in the front, you are able to increase from to the same extent at the back side, the second part of it. So earlier you play tadikitatum, 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 tadikitatum. Since you have cut 4 syllables, matras, in the first 2 part, that gets padded up there. Tadikitatum, tadikitatum, tadikitatum. This thumb is 2 and another thumb is 2. That gets shifted there. So the korvai gets a different perspective. Now reduce another 2. Then you will play tadikitatum, taga, tadikitatum, taga, tadikitatum. The last part becomes shrunk further. Tagadanatam, tagadanatam, tagadanatat, tagadanatam, tagadanatam, tagadanatat, di, tagadanatam, 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 tadikitatum, taga, tadikitatum, taga, tadikitatum, ta. I will tell all the 3 patterns. As I told you before, I will also do the chart of the maths of 56 aksharas for all these, so that when you verify it, you will understand how by reducing the matras in the first part, the same amount when you increase it, the korvai gets a different dimension. Tagadanatam, 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 tadi, tagadanatam, 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 tadikitatam, 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 tagadanatam, 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 tadi, tagadanatam, 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 tadikitatam, 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 tagadanatam, 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 tadikitatam, taga, tadikitatam, taga, tadikitatam, ta. So it needs concentration, and it needs, the way you have to execute should be razor sharp precision. If you can do that, you can represent 3 different varieties. Alternatively, if you are not comfortable, if you are not confident in playing 3 different varieties, I suggest you only take the first part and repeat it thrice by only changing the later part of tadikitatum as taditakitatum, kidatikitarikidatum. It still holds good. This is the more advanced showcasing of your talent, and if you are not ready, if you are not confident, you don't have to do it. But as a class, I want to table these facts. This can be done like this as well. Another korvai I want to teach you is very simple. Again, there are 3 ways you can play this korvai. Tadikitakatam, takadinatam, takadinatam, tadikitatam, 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 ta. This tadikitatum can be played as taditakadatum, taditakadatum, taditakadatum. Tadim darikadatum, tadim darikadatum, tadim darikadatum. Dakadatakadungadum, dakadatakadungadum, dakadatakadungadum. Darikadatakadungadum, darikadatakadungadum, darikadatakadungadum. All these are 6 forms. So you can use any of these 6 forms and play this korvai. Now, Taditakadinatham, Titakadinatham, Takadinatham. These are the patterns here. Now, how it is structured? Taditakadinatham, 8. Taditakadina is 8. Titakadina is 6. Takadina is 4. So 8 plus 6 plus 4 is 18. Tham, tham, tham. The equal intervals. You are playing 3 thams here. 18 plus 6, 24. 24 and then 18. 18 is what? Tadi kitatum, tadi kitatum, tadi kitatum. Is 24 plus 18 is 42. 42 divided by 4 is 10 and a half. 10 and a half is also fits in as a multiple of 3.5 beats. This is the shorter korvai in Misra Chapu Thala, which is suitable only for 3.5 beats. Tadittakadinatam, tittakadinatam, takadinatam, tadikitata, tadikitata, tadikitata. Now, instead of this thumb, 2 beats, you reduce it by 1. So, instead of 2 korvais, you give 1 korvai. 6 becomes 7 towards the end. Tadikitatum, tadikitatum, tadikitatum. You reduce another 1, it becomes tadum, tadikitatum, tadum, tadikitatum, tadum, tadikitatum. Let's see how it happens. Tadittakadinatam, dittakadinatam, takadinatam, tadikitatum, 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 tadittakadina, dittakadina, takadina, tadikitatum, 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 tadittakadina, dittakadina, takadina, tadu, tadikitatum, tadu, tadikitatum, tadu, tadikitatum, ta. Like that, you can play very sweetly, a very short korvai. Now, you can also do the other. You started with 6, you can also play for 5. If you want to play for 5, you have to increase the korvai in the front. Tadittakadinatang, dittakadinatang, takadinatang, tadikitatam, tadikitatam, tadikitatam. You can also play another variety. So these are the 2 korvais which perfectly can play after this tadindina. Different varieties I've taught you. Just try to sync these ideas and try to see how you can play these 2 korvais in different varieties and different speeds. Let me conclude this class with the Tirukkural. Thavamum thavamudayarku ahum, avam adanai aktiyilar மேற்கொள்வது. தவநெறிக்கு ஏற்ற வாய்ப்பு உடையவர்க்கே தவமும் கைகூடும். So only when you have the opportunity, when you have the right environment, you will be able to do these sort of a penance sort of an activity. தவப்பயன் இல்லாதவர்கள் அதனை மேற்கொள்வது வீண் முயற்சியாகும். If you do not have the environment, just for the sake of it, for the heck of it, if you want to say that I'm also going to do penance or I'm going to do meditation, it will not yield the desired results. That's what Thirulvar states in this Tirukkural. With this good thought, I'm concluding this class. I will see more korvais. I'll teach you more korvais in Misra Chapu Thala in my next class. Cheers. Ponur Arveyer signing off. Episode 1, Misra Chapu Thalam, Korvai 1, a mathematical understanding, total count of 56 aksharas. Interpretation of Korvai goes like this. Takadanadam, takadanadam, takadanada. Ta takadanadam, takadanadam, takadanada. Ta di takadanadam, takadanadam, takadanadang. Ta dikitata, ta dikitata, ta dikitata, ta. Episode 1, Misra Chapu Thalam, Korvai 2, a mathematical understanding. Total count of 42 aksharas. Interpretation of Korvai goes like this. Tadittakadinatam, tittakadinatam, takadinatam, tadikitatam, 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 ta.